I'm Annette of the Inner Path. What happens for you when someone makes you feel you are not good enough? There's many situations where that can happen. Someone makes a comment about your clothes or your hair. Someone makes a comment about the meal you prepared or your manner on the phone. What you said to somebody else. Or offered you some feedback on your work. Maybe you immediately start thinking things about the other person. Thinking about why they said that, what they're like. Maybe you think they're always like that. And then your thoughts turn around to you. Why do I put up with it? I should set clearer boundaries. It's time to get out of this job or relationship or position. So things can be very busy in your head. Maybe you're ignoring what is happening in your body. So when you feel like you're not good enough, what is the feeling? And where is it in your body? And if you're being honest, maybe you notice that there's a tightness somewhere. Maybe there's something else about that feeling too. Maybe it's a tightness that extends like a big concrete wall, blocking you from feeling what's really there. And if you like, you could imagine some way in which this concrete block wall disintegrates. You can do it however you like. Imagine how you'd really like to deal with that concrete wall. And then do it. And then what's revealed? What do you notice? What's here? Maybe it is a feeling of worthlessness. I'm familiar with that. It's interesting that often with emotions, when we allow them and when we're curious about them, there seems to be layers to emotions. So for me, if I'm feeling worthless, if I stop and feel it in my body and drop through it, there'll be hopelessness under that. I mean, that's not pleasant, but it's here anyway. And it's actually respectful of you and your body to feel what's here. No judgment needed. No thinking about it or why it's there or who made it happen. Just feel it. The truth is that nobody can make you feel anything. Nobody can make you feel any sort of emotion. Nobody can make you feel worthless in the moment. And to demonstrate that, you could just imagine if you were really, really confident in yourself and you were very sure about trusting words that come out of your mouth, and if you actually respect and like yourself, would you even say that someone else made you feel not enough? Maybe you wouldn't even have that sort of glitch in your body and that pattern of thinking at all. I hear people say, so-and-so made me feel angry. Did they actually make you feel angry? Maybe they were feeling angry and it was coming out in their words and their actions and their body language. And those things were triggers for you to feel angry. Maybe it all comes from your experience when you were young and growing up. When you were very young, trying to survive. Because when you were very young, all parts of you were immature. There's no way you could actually rationalize what was going on or understand what was going on. And even as an adult, maybe you do understand what's going on with the people around you when you were very young. But when you were very young, you didn't know what was going on for them. And your responses and ways of being, well, you were only young. And there's no way you could actually work it out. And sometimes when we're getting repeated feelings of worthlessness, it's time to investigate what was going on when you were young. And what sort of strategies you built up back then in order to survive. Survival is top priority, was top priority when you were young. Because when you're very young, you can't look after yourself. You can't be independent, even though you might have learnt to be independent as you've grown older. But when you're very little, you can't. So you just had to bear everything and learn how to survive. And maybe one way you learned how to survive was to just stuff down any emotions that came up inside you. Maybe emotions weren't even talked about or expressed or even acknowledged in the people around you. So what are you supposed to do with emotions if you haven't had that model? So maybe you stuffed them down and there they stayed. And now the worthless feeling pops up. We talk about getting triggered. So somebody says something about your work or about you or about how you look, and immediately there's this sensation in your body which you may ignore, and this thought, why are they making me feel not good enough? Don't like it. It's uncomfortable. You can know that deep down inside You are worthy, and you are good enough. And maybe you can just relax into that. Quite possibly it needs a bit of support and investigation and inquiry. And you know how I mentioned that emotions are often sitting there in layers? There might be more. So you might feel a bit listless. Like me, under that there might be hopelessness. There could be other layers of emotions there too. Like, I don't know, but maybe there's anger in you. Maybe there's sadness. And maybe even deeper than all of those, it's despair. Or maybe there's self-hatred. And I know from my past experience, we don't want to go there. So it feels so awful. And anyway, why would we hate ourselves? That's not right. But to go in these emotions is the way to get out of them. You might be very pleasantly surprised if you let yourself go down whatever layers there are, and when you drop out the bottom, there might be something beautiful there. But it's no good doing it just to get to the beautiful. That's, our ego kind of avoids still. It can mean that you miss emotions that are there. It can mean you don't actually feel them. You just think you do. Well, it is there. So anyway, just give it a go in terms of feeling whatever emotion is there. And sometimes you don't even have to name it. You could be aware of how your body is. Is it feeling tight and tense somewhere? Is it clenching so tight there's no room for anything else? Just start with that sort of thing. Feel whatever is there, because it is your responsibility and it respects you to feel what is here.